Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP Recap, October 30th. Tyrell stands up to Nathan. Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for Thursday, October 30th. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Welcome to the Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP, your after-program ponderings for a quick, and by that, I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. What happened on Beyond the Gates? This is a doozy. So Nathan ran into Tyrell and Jessica at Orphe Jeans and told the budding chess whiz that he can't wait to add his sister's name to his body count. Nathan is lucky this conversation took place in a nice neighborhood, or at least out of earshot of Danny Dupree. That would have gone south so fast. Danny would have guilted him in the restroom or worse. I couldn't get past the fact that Samantha has been looking older over the past few episodes, and I realized it was her new hairstyle, the twin pineapples on her head. It came as a shock to me to find out that Samantha is portrayed by someone much older than the girl she plays. This is going to have to be a recast at some point. I discovered that Nathan, her boyfriend, is even older but doing an amazing job of playing a high school-age kid for real. I was stunned to find out some actual ages, and no, I am not going to put their ages here. That has no bearing on their talent at all. No wonder Tyrell didn't want to fight Nathan. Can't throw hands at your elders, lol. Want more details? We got you. Soap Central has the best full recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not, seriously, do not forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs. Hey, admit it, we're funny, in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP Recap, October 30th. Tyrell stands up to Nathan. The October 30th episode of Beyond the Gates delivered one of the most charged confrontations in the show's recent history, as Tyrell finally stood his ground against Nathan, setting off a ripple effect that no one in Fairview saw coming. This was not just another argument between 2 men with bruised egos. It was a long-brewing explosion of pride, loyalty, and secrets stretching back generations. The hour opened with quiet tension. Tyrell arrived at the old stables before dawn, his breath visible in the cold morning air. It was supposed to be a peaceful meeting, a conversation about the property line dispute that had been dividing their families for months. But Nathan never did peaceful. From the moment he appeared, his smirk said it all. He wanted a fight. The stables, long abandoned and filled with echoes of the past, became the perfect backdrop for what was about to unfold. Tyrell wasn't his usual calm, grounded self. Something inside him had shifted. The way Nathan spoke about his sister, Alana, the insults disguised as concern, were the last straw. For weeks, Nathan had been pushing boundaries, testing Tyrell's restraint. But on this morning, the restraint broke. The argument started with raised voices, both men circling each other like predators who knew too much about the other's weakness. Nathan taunted Tyrell about loyalty, money, and the legacy his family once held. Tyrell countered with the truth. Nathan's recent dealings with Carlton weren't just shady, they were dangerous. The words hit their mark. For the first time, Nathan faltered. He hadn't expected Tyrell to know about the late-night meetings and secret contracts signed in shadow. But Tyrell knew everything. He'd been patient, gathering proof, waiting for the right moment. And now, in the dim light filtering through the stable windows, that moment arrived. "You talk about power," Tyrell said, his voice low but unyielding, "but you've sold yours to the highest bidder." Nathan's grin faded, replaced by something darker, fear, perhaps, though he'd never admit it. Still, he pushed back, calling Tyrell naive, accusing him of being a hero in a story that's already been written. The irony of it all was that Nathan wasn't entirely wrong. Fairview has always been a place where history repeats itself, where alliances crumble and rebuild like waves on the shore. But Tyrell wasn't just fighting for pride. He was fighting for something real: his sister's name, his family's honor, and the truth Nathan and his partners wanted buried. Outside, Leslie watched from a distance. She hadn't meant to overhear, but curiosity had led her to the stables after hearing whispers that Nathan was planning something drastic. As she listened, a flicker of realization. This confrontation wasn't about land or pride. It was about control of the narrative that governed Fairview's power structure. Nathan had been manipulating the town for months, and Tyrell was the first to call him out publicly. When Nathan lunged forward, shoving Tyrell back against a wooden beam, Leslie almost stepped in. But Tyrell didn't need saving. He straightened, meeting Nathan's glare with a calmness that shook even his opponent. "You've done enough damage," Tyrell said. "You can keep your threats, but not your lies." For the first time, Nathan didn't respond. His silence was deafening, his authority slipping through his fingers like dust. That's when Leslie emerged from the shadows, her heels clicking sharply against the barn floor. Her presence froze them both. With a single look, she diffused the standoff, reminding Nathan that Fairview was watching, and she would make sure his actions didn't go unnoticed. Nathan, realizing he was outnumbered in more ways than one, stormed off. But as he left, he turned back with a smirk. "You think this is over," he said. "It's just getting started." The tension in his voice promised retaliation, but Tyrell didn't flinch. He simply watched him go, his expression unreadable, the quiet victory already written in his stance. Back at the Fairview Cafe later that morning, news of the confrontation spread like wildfire. Nicole couldn't resist embellishing the details as she recounted the scene to anyone who'd listen, while Ted pretended to be uninterested even as his hand tightened around his coffee cup. The town loves a scandal, and this one had all the makings of a classic Fairview feud. Two powerful men, old grudges, and a secret deal that could bring everything down. But what truly made this episode special wasn't just the confrontation itself, it was what came after. Alone in the quiet of his workshop, Tyrell reflected on what had happened. He wasn't proud of losing his temper, but he knew standing up to Nathan was inevitable. "You can't keep peace with a man who feeds on chaos," he muttered, the weight of his decision settling in. Meanwhile, Leslie made her own moves. That night, she met with Ted to discuss what she overheard, carefully omitting just how much she knew. Her calculated diplomacy masked her deeper motive. Aligning herself with Tyrell's integrity might be her smartest play yet. Leslie's allegiance has always been fluid, but tonight, her instincts told her that Tyrell was the one worth backing. Nathan, on the other hand, wasn't finished plotting. In a darkened office on the edge of town, he met with Carlton, slamming his fist on the table as he recounted the morning's events. "He humiliated me," Nathan hissed. Carlton, ever the calm strategist, leaned back and smiled. "Then humiliate him back, but smarter." That's when the seed of the next move was planted. Carlton promised Nathan he'd handle Tyrell, but fans know that in Beyond the Gates, Carlton's help always comes with a price. By the time the credits rolled, the entire power dynamic of Fairview had shifted. Tyrell had taken his first public stand, and the town had taken notice. Leslie saw an opportunity for reformation, Ted saw a potential ally, and Nathan saw an enemy. In one day, the lines were redrawn, and Fairview's quiet civility cracked to reveal the battle underneath. The episode's closing moments were haunting. Tyrell stood at the edge of the Fairview Bridge, watching the water rush below, reflecting on what comes next. He had won the battle, but not the war. His resolve was stronger, but so were his enemies. As lightning flashed in the distance, the camera cut to Nathan's reflection in his office window, his smirk returning as he muttered, "You'll regret that, Tyrell." It was a chilling promise that set the stage for what's to come. Beyond the Gates once again delivered layered storytelling, mixing morality, manipulation, and loyalty into a single volatile cocktail. Tyrell's bravery was more than a personal victory. It was a shift in the town's entire moral compass. Fairview may never be the same again, and as alliances form and crumble, viewers are left wondering who will stand, who will fall, and who will rewrite the rules before the gates close again.